Car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop making business personal.
I've seen a lot of posts about the Big Meech concert getting canceled. What I'm not seeing is anybody blaming Rick Ross for this. Nobody is saying, yo, Rick Ross is your...
Big Meech, the infamous figure behind the Black Mafia Family, BMF, has lived a life marked by intense highs and devastating lows. Known for his role in the drug trade, his lavish lifestyle, and his eventual downfall, Big Meech's life story is a roller coaster of betrayal, loyalty, and struggle. But recently, in a surprising twist, Big Meech was caught off guard when Rick Ross, the Miami rapper with his own ties to the streets, played a game of psychological warfare that left Meech on the verge of breaking down. For years, Big Meech and Rick Ross have had a complicated history. While many thought they were allies, the tension between the two had always simmered beneath the surface. But nothing could have prepared Big Meech for the moment that Rick Ross played him in front of the cameras, shattering the perception of their relationship and leaving everyone asking, was Ross plotting Big Meech's downfall all along? The scene unfolded at a high-profile event, one where both figures were supposed to put aside their past beefs for a public face of unity. But the tension was palpable. Rick Ross, known for his smooth talking and bold moves, stepped into the spotlight, prepared to stir the pot. What followed was not just another battle of words, it was a psychological showdown that would change the dynamic between the two forever. As the event went on, it seemed like a typical industry gathering, but Ross had something up his sleeve. In the middle of a casual conversation, he began playing one of his tracks, a song that, at first, seemed like just another hit from the rapper. But as the lyrics blared through the speakers, Big Meech's face shifted. The track wasn't just another song, it was a direct jab at him. In the verses, Ross subtly referenced their shared history, hinting at moments of betrayal, personal vendettas, and even calling out Meech's downfall in a way that only someone with intimate knowledge of the streets could understand. The reaction was immediate. Big Meech, always composed and confident, seemed to lose his usual calm. His demeanor shifted, and for the first time in public, he was visibly rattled. Those around him noticed it. His eyes darting, his breathing heavier. It was as if Ross's words had reached into the depths of Meech's soul, exposing vulnerabilities that even he didn't want to confront. The music, which was supposed to be a celebration of the streets they both came from, turned into a weapon, something Ross had wielded with precision. Big Meech
says he gave the BMF family $5 million legal dollars, so he does not understand where the money went, how Little Meech blew it before Big Meech got out of jail, but he feels extremely betrayed after that picture got taken between Big Meech and Rick Ross after he got out of jail. Now we know Rick Ross has a song where he's like, I think I'm Big Meech, Larry Hoover. And that's the Big Meech that gets portrayed by Little Meech on the TV show BMF Power, produced by 50 Cent. And it's ironic, right? I mean, it'd be kind of easy to see why the real Big Meech would like that song by Ross. But if 50 Cent gives your family, $5 million in cash, whether it's through acting, I think he was paying for acting lessons for Lil Meech, you got to have some appreciation. And, before more details unfolded, like $5 million, because people were like, oh, 50 Cent doesn't pay people. He's always suing people. Look how he paid Ghost from Power less than Mary J. Blige on Power Book. But if Little Meech got $5 million, and he's nobody except the son of somebody famous, then he definitely could have treaded carefully with this Rick Ross thing. I don't think Rick Ross even gave him $1 million for whatever they did. It was a picture. It was an event. I doubt it was $1 million. I doubt it was 500,000. I doubt it was 200,000. I think it was $100,000 or less, whatever Big Meech did for Ross. And he sold his relationship with 50 for a $100,000 picture, basically.
Stunned, tried to laugh it off, but the pain in his eyes was evident. The crowd watched in awe as the tough and untouchable figure of Meech seemed to break, if only for a moment. For a man who had lived through betrayal, imprisonment, and the constant pressure of his empire, it was shocking to see him vulnerable in this way. Was this the beginning of the end for Big Meech? But the plot thickened as Rick Ross didn't just stop at the song. The rapper, knowing how to play the game, used his platform to further fuel the tension between them. In interviews, Ross began to talk more about his past, dropping subtle comments about Meech's downfall and implying that the rapper himself had known what was coming all along. This wasn't just a diss track, it was part of a bigger strategy to publicly unravel Meech's legacy. The whispers of Ross plotting Meech's downfall began to grow louder. In the following weeks, the streets were buzzing. Could it be that Ross, ever the strategist, had been playing a long game, positioning himself as a kingpin while quietly taking down one of his biggest competitors? Meech's loyal followers began to question whether this was all a carefully orchestrated plan to break him down, expose his weaknesses, and take control of the narrative. After all, the two had come from similar backgrounds, each with their own ambition and vision, but only one could truly dominate the streets and the entertainment industry. As the tension between the two escalated, it became clear that something deeper was at play. Meech, always a symbol of power and authority, was now forced to confront the reality that someone he once considered an ally might have been quietly plotting against him. His breakdown wasn't just about the personal attack in the song, it was a realization that the game he had been playing might have been rigged from the start. The world began to take sides, as they always do in these street battles. Some sided with Rick Ross, praising his ability to manipulate the situation and use his influence to bring down a giant. Others stood by Big Meech, showing solidarity with a man who had built his empire from the ground up. But one thing was clear. This wasn't just a feud between two men. It was a battle for the throne. A clash of titans with stakes higher than anyone could have imagined. In the end, Big Meech's reaction to Ross's attack wasn't just about feeling betrayed. It was about realizing the price of being on top. When you're at the top of the game, everyone's watching, and sometimes those closest to you are the ones who might bring you down. Ross's subtle tactics and ability to strike at Meech's weaknesses were a reminder that in the world of power, trust is a fragile thing. For Big Meech, the breakdown wasn't just about the music or the words. It was a wake-up call. The downfall he had once feared, the one he thought was behind him, was now staring him in the face again. But Meech, known for his resilience and ability to bounce back from anything, would have to decide if this was the final blow or if he could rise once more. What do you think? Was Rick Ross truly plotting Big Meech's downfall, or is this just a case of a long-standing rivalry finally boiling over? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on this shocking